In Excel 2.3, we're going to talk about order of operation. Now, order of operation is something you should be fairly familiar with, and you may have heard of the acronym, Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally, which basically stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So that's just kind of the order that you want to do all of your math in. Now, when you put information into Excel, you need to put in the correct parentheses so that it knows that you're using the right order of operation. Let's say, for example, I'm going to put in a quote here, so it will say equals 15 plus 2 divided by 3. If I'm trying to do this calculation, what Excel is doing is it's taking the number 15 and it's adding the quantity 2 divided by 3 because it's going to divide 2 and 3 first. If we want 15 plus 2 to then that quantity be divided by 3, we need to say in parentheses 15 plus 2, close parentheses, divided by 3. And you'll see how the answer comes out different. Also, if you're using exponents, let's say we want to do 4 raised to the second power, the little caret, which is shift and the number 6. That's how you're going to do exponents. And then we're going to say plus, we want to do the quantity 7 minus 2, and then divide by 5 after that. So again, what Excel is seeing, and let's put a quote in to display that, what Excel is seeing is it's going to do 4 squared first, then it's going to take the quantity, 7 minus 2, divide that quantity by 5. So if we were to copy this information and then basically take the quote off the front, we would get a specific number. If we just put this in without the parentheses, we could say equals 4 raised to the second power plus 7 minus 2 divided by 5. What it's doing now is taking 4 squared, and it's taking 2 over 5, and then it's doing the addition and subtraction part last. So you're going to get very different answers based on how you put your parentheses in to your equations. Another thing we could reference would be the area of a trapezoid. That's something that we've talked about before. In this equation, again, we're going to put a quote so we can display it. We can say area equals the quantity H1 plus H2 divided by 2 and then times the base. If you were doing a bunch of calculations finding areas of trapezoids, you would want to make sure that this was put in correctly. Maybe you have input cells where you can enter H1 and H2 and your base dimension. We'll just pick some numbers. So when we write this equation for area, we're going to say equals, open parentheses. We can click on H1 plus, click on H2, close, divided by 2, and then times your base. Now the divided by 2 and times base, if you want to put extra parentheses in, you can. And you can do this whole part first, and then at the very end do it. But because multiplication and division happen at the end of our order of operation, in this case, then it doesn't really matter if you have that on or not. I always say, when in doubt, go ahead and put extra parentheses. Something else that you'll notice too, which I really like, if you're building your equation up here, the parentheses you'll notice are color-coded. So if you put more parentheses on, you'll notice that now it's black and pink and purple. And so that way you can watch. And when I put in this last parenthesis, watch what happens over here. You'll notice that, see how it kind of bolds? It shows which parentheses match up with what. And I think that's pretty neat. So just order of operations, be careful where your parentheses go.